Okay, welcome back to Anxiety Art Adventures. Hope everybody's having a lovely Tuesday. As a disclaimer, this is a live stream with a live audience, so if you're not into chatting and talking about things other than art, which we do talk about art things, but we do tend to stray off topic. If that bothers you, probably not the best place for you. I'm not offended if you don't want to be here, I get it, but some people do, some people don't. So anyway, that's the disclaimer. Live show, live people, gonna chat. Anyway, the first thing I want to talk to you about, I just put up a video on my YouTube channel of this book. Holly Linden is the artist, and she reached out to me. She is self-published, and this is her very first coloring book. So I was very excited to get an email from her asking to review this book. As you all know, I have not accepted any requests to review a coloring book in exchange, like to get a coloring book for free from an artist in exchange for my review. Initially, I thought that doing so would create a biased opinion. But after talking to some of our artists in the community and talking to some of my friends, I decided to give it a shot, and I figured especially a self-published first-time coloring book from Holly would be a good way to start. So I agreed to look at her book. I am not a mandala person. I don't own any mandala books, so I also thought this would be a good opportunity. Excuse me, allergies. I thought this would be a good opportunity for me as well to kind of look at mandalas and see if it's something that I would want to take on. Most mandala books that I've seen, they're very repetitive, and a lot of people enjoy the repetitiveness of mandalas. I personally do not. I think a lot of the books, the images are very similar to each other and they all look the same. So it didn't interest me. This book, very different. Has a bunch of different designs in it. Some of them are steampunky. Some of them are completely, don't even look like a mandala, but they are. So I'm not going to go through the book because I do have an entire video related to the book, but this book can be found on Amazon in the United States and in Canada. And all you have to do is search for Holly Linden, L-I-N-D-I-N, and I'll have a link to where you can purchase the book in this video. The other video I just put up has all of her information. She also has a website where she does she creates awesome jewelry. She does voiceover. She has some concept web cartoons on her site. So it definitely something you guys should check out. I'm a huge fan of supporting people that are trying to better themselves. And she is a first-time coloring book artist, and I wanted to try and support her any way I could. So thank you, Holly, again for sending me this book, and I was happy to review it, so you guys can check out that video on my YouTube channel. So anyway, that's the first thing I wanted to show you. And then, if you remember last week, I did not put up a video of it just because I was kind of down in the dumps last week, and I didn't want to put that video up, so I didn't. But I wanted to show you, I am making some progress on our image from Thailand Escape by Jade Gideon. I started on this last week with you guys on stream, and I'm using my Faber-Castell Albert Durr watercolors. So I am making progress. Making progress. Oh, Holly is here. Oh my goodness. Hi, Holly. How are you? Oh, yay. Everybody, this is Holly, the artist of the book. Well, let me go back to that. So anyway, Holly, great job on this book. I was actually very surprised at how much I enjoyed the book. So thank you for sending it to me very much. I really appreciate it. She's also a professional musician. So yes. Yeah, first time reviewing something from someone. I've had many offers to do it, and I've turned them all down just because they're huge publishers, and I just didn't feel comfortable. And there have been so many other reviews of the same book, so I was honored that you reached out to me. So thank you. Yes, beautiful images. I mean, I'll give you guys a quick flip, but I do have an entire video set aside as a review for Holly, so you guys can check that out. But they're beautiful images. I love it when she uses the black in the background too. So I apologize if my voice is a little scratchy. I'm fighting allergies. So where's the one that I really like? Let me find that one. Oh, I'm so excited Holly's here. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Here's the one. It's like a steampunky. Hold on. The steampunk one. I am going to color an image out of this book. And I think, look, a starfish. Isn't that cute? The only thing I can tell you, Holly, is I'm a paper snob. I really hope you can get it on thicker paper so that I can use some wet medium on it. Because I'm not going to be able to do wet medium on these pages. Oh my gosh, where did it go? There it is. I love this one. It's got like a gear type feel to it in my opinion. So actually let me mark it. Oh, you're welcome, Holly. I was happy to do it after thinking about it. Because you're not a big publisher. So I hope you come out with more of them. And maybe perforated paper too. I know, it's one-sided. All of the images are one-sided. And I did say in my review that I really appreciate an artist that puts their pages on one side. Because that way you can use your markers. You can use, you know, if the paper's thick enough, you could use your wet medium. But yeah, it's such a great book. You guys, please go check out my video. And I put her website on the video. I put the link to Amazon in the US where you can purchase this book. But all you need to do is go onto Amazon and search for Holly Linden. So, yes. Volume 2 is already 25 pictures deep. Great. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I will definitely purchase the second book. Hey, CB. Hey, everybody. So, yeah, I'm glad Holly's here. So, thank you again for sending this to me, Holly. I really appreciate it. And I am going to work on it eventually. Holly doesn't know. I took a little bit of a hiatus from coloring. I just went through an art funk. So, I'm trying to get back to the swing of things. But anyway, so I'm showing you this even though it's horrible. It's taken me a while to kind of get used to getting back into coloring again and using my watercolors. So I have been working on this page slowly but surely, getting back to it. So I wanted to show you guys that. And let's see, Rainforest Escape. This is a book that Lynn sent me for my birthday last week. She was so sweet to send it to me. She wrote me a nice little note in here. Anyway, this is a gorgeous book. I'm not going to go through the entire book with you here. I'm going to do an actual review of it. But as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of the Jade Gideon books because they're on watercolor paper. So I can use my watercolor pencils on this paper, which is great. So I have all three. I have Thailand Escape, Rainforest Escape. What was the third one? Island Escape. So I have all three of those. There's one more that's a Carnival Escape. I'm not a real fan of that one. I'm not a big fan of the images. So yeah. Holly, please feel free. Go ahead and put your link in down there. Go ahead and put your link in. I've got links open. So feel free to put a link to your website and to Amazon for the book as well. We do have some Canadians here, so if you want to put the link for the Canadian Amazon, that you can do that too. Okay, so initially today I was going to work on this page. On my Facebook group page right now, I've got a challenge going for everyone to color anything fairy tale related. So I started in the Mysterious Library. A lot of you guys have this book. I've done a review of this book. It's a great book. I will tell you here again with the paper, me using watercolors It's going through, the darker blue is going through on the other side. Yes, it could be because I might have a little bit too much water on my water brush, maybe, but the paper is a little bit thinner than normal. So all I've done so far with this one, this page is Pinocchio, based on Pinocchio, and I'm just using my Super Color, Caran d'Ache Super Color pencils, and I'm using 3 different blues on the whale here. So that's what I've started. Not much, I know, but baby steps, baby steps. So yeah. Oh yeah, CB, the book that the Rainforest Escape has so many hummingbirds in it. It's awesome. So I love hummingbirds too. So yeah. All right, there you go. You guys have links where you can check out Holly's information, her website, and where you can buy the mandala book. So yeah. All right, so initially I was going to work on this page, but as you all know, labor of love. It took me a long time to get this book. It's very difficult to get. Finally got it. So I kind of want to work on this today. I know I told you I'd work on this, but I kind of want to go to the other book. So I can do what I want because it's my stream. Ange is here. Ange, I hope you are feeling better, sugar. I really do. So today I'm going to work on the Cardinal. You guys can see that. It's really cool, CB. Like I said, I'm not a mandala person. I don't like repetitive designs, but Holly's book is very cool. Very cool. Hey, Tammy. And you should also check out her jewelry. I flipped through and looked at her jewelry, and it's gorgeous. Might have to purchase some jewelry. So, all right. So I'm leaving it up to the viewers today. Should I use Inktense or my favorite Castell watercolors? You guys tell me. I'm just reading chat. You are welcome, Holly. You are welcome. All right, Ange, hurting today. I think it'll be a while before I'm not in pain. Just gonna watch it. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here, Ange. Okay, so I did Google a few images of cardinals just to get a rough idea as far as color goes. And a male cardinal, which I never really paid that close attention, they're bright red in this section, and then they kind of have a reddish gray on their back, and then the tips of their wings are actually like a dark grayish brown to black. I never really paid attention to it. So Inktense, do you think Inktense? Okay, I haven't used Inktense in about 6 months, so that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. All right, so we have a chili red. I've got 2 different color reds. We've got chili red and we've got hot red. Now, as most of you know, but anybody new to the stream or new to coloring with Inktense, Inktense is ink. It is permanent. So once you put it down, you cannot reconstitute it with water. It will not move. So you need to be sure of where you want to put your color before you put it down. Yes. This is the Virginia state bird, by the way. And I'm in Virginia, so another reason I wanted to color the Cardinal. All right, so we're going to start with his top part, which is bright red. Okay, actually, let me pull this up on my phone so it might be easier. Sorry. Okay. Anybody else having ridiculously hot weather today? was telling the girls earlier, it's 95 and humid as all get out today. Alright, there we go. Let me find, okay, here's a good. Let me brighten that a little bit so you guys can see. So if you see, he's really red up here, and then he's kind of grayish on the back. So I might try to follow this picture a little bit. Okay, I'll just keep that over here to the side. Okay, so we've got two colored reds for Inktense. We've got chili red, which is a dark red, and then we've got hot red, which is a brighter red. I think it's probably going to be the hot red. Hey Shalene, how are you? It was 100 there last week. Oh my goodness. Woo! That's really hot. Oh yeah, it's gonna be the bright red. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, this one's more of a coppery color red. This one's got more pink to it. This one's got more brown to it. So I think I'm gonna go with the brighter red. Okay. And for those of you just joining us, I am coloring a Cardinal out of the book Ticket to Dreams by Karolina Kubikowska. Waited a long time to get this book. Yeah, 65 to 75, definitely. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first of all, not that I need to because this paper is so thick, I highly recommend whenever you're using any type of wet medium to put paper underneath what you're coloring, just in case. Okay, so what I'm going to do, same thing as what Jess did this morning, if anybody watched Jess, I'm going to put a concentration of color here, closer to the beak, and then it's going to be lighter as it goes up, and I'm just going to pull color from here out. So yeah, I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. I am. It's been busy, but good. Get to go out with my dad tomorrow to celebrate my birthday. So fingers crossed, might be getting Caran d'Ache Luminance tomorrow. Everybody keep their fingers crossed for that. But if not, no big deal. I have plenty of I have plenty of pencils, that's for sure. All right, and I'm just making this lighter towards the top. Sorry, I concentrate when I do this. And once I, excuse me, once I start the water brush, I'm not going to be able to look at chat. So, especially with Inktense, because once you start, you got to get it where you want it before it sets. Ouch. Okay. All right, I'm going to start with that. All right, here goes. Oh no, my birthday was last week, CB, but thank you. It was on the 10th. appreciate it. All right, I'm trying to make sure I don't have too much water. Okay. Here we go. You know what? I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see this a little bit. Let me move it down. Or actually, I'll move the camera up. Sorry, not trying to make you guys sick. Okay. Oh, let's not shake camera. All right. So I'm going to start with the lighter section first and just come down into the darker section. And I always have a paper towel handy to dab if there's too much water. And I can always go back and shade over the Inktense with regular colored pencils. Yeah, I haven't used Inktense in a while. The Inktense is very different from watercolors. It doesn't move as easily. See how there's such a huge separation there? I can't get it to blend very well because it looks like it's already set. This is very thick, porous paper. So that might be why. That's all right, I can fix it. No biggie. No biggie. Not going to stress over it, right? All right, let me look at my picture again. Okay, so it goes down around here, the really bright red part. Okay. All right, let me dry this real quick. Heat gun, close your ears. Actually, see, this one has a lot of black around his eye. That's all right. It's already got black in there, so I'm just gonna go with that. Actually, you know what? I could do the darker red here. Good. Yeah, humidity makes it really hard to breathe sometimes. For people that do have breathing issues, yeah, humidity is horrible. So what's everybody working on? I know I always ask that, but I always like to know what you guys are working on. You guys are still talking about weather. Yeah, I think we're in for a hot summer here. Excuse me. Due to the fact that we didn't really have a really bad winter. I think it's going to be really hot here. Let's see if I can fix this again. nice thing about having a black background is it can hide some oopsies. So that's always good. It's always nice to hide some oopsies. Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched Jess this morning, but she did an awesome page out of a, I think it was like a garden type book, but it was beautiful. I actually got to watch her stream today. She did a great job. Great job. And she's so fast. Like, she can finish a page on stream. I don't understand. I can't do it. I can't finish a page on stream. I guess I take too much time. Too picky. Okay. A little bit better. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry that. You're working in the new book of Maria Troll, Sky, I can't pronounce that, but okay. Daydreams for your color along, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, wait a second, that's not released yet, is it? So how are you able to get it, May? You know what's interesting is the Cardinal's beak is also like a reddish color. Oh, interesting. I don't know if I'm going to follow that to a T, but we'll see. I'm using the darker red around his eye. Yeah, Jess is ridiculously fast. Oh, you live in Scandinavia. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Oh, not too much water. I'm just trying to drag it around his eye a little bit. He's gonna look like he has ring around the eye. But again, this is the first time I've used Inktense in so long. Trying to fade in color now. Because if not, with Inktense, if you don't like spread it around really good, it leaves like a harsh line. We don't want that. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, we are always last on the list to get really good books, aren't we? It's kind of sad, actually. I think we should be able to get good books. But, you know. Alright, let's see. Beak. We're going to go with an orangey color. Do pink. We don't want tangerine. That's gonna be too orange, right? Let's test this. Nope. Just testing colors for the beak real quick. Actually, which is the one that I just put back? I think it was this one. That is the mid vermilion. Yeah. So we're gonna mix the two. I'm gonna do mid vermilion at the end. And then we're going to use, is it poppy red? I think it was poppy red. Yep. A little bit of poppy red. Of course, people want to start hammering stuff outside now. Never fails. Okay. Oh yeah, I am. I'm in just this group. I haven't had time to be on Facebook much, but I'll go look at it. Okay. All right, now I'm just gonna kind of combine the two. Ooh, that turned out a little more red than I wanted. That's okay. Yeah, we're gonna fix that. I have to put some orange in there. Actually, I might be able to get it up. Nope. Gonna have to put some orange. So, it's a labor of love, Hekan. Always want to dry in between layers. I'm sure all of you know that. Just want to remind everyone. So I'm putting in, excuse me, gosh. I'm putting in some tangerine and then I'm going to put in some yellow to lighten it up a little bit. Probably some golden yellow. See if that works. A little bit, not much. Okay. Well, I know you can't see it because it's wet, but all right, heat gun. Oh wow, see, that's crazy. It went through. I know you guys can't see that. Right here. Some of the red went through. Well, that's not good. It's probably me using too much water, but that's okay. It's all, you know, happy mistakes. All right, so I'm going to go back to our, nope, not poppy red, not mid vermilion. I'm going to go back to our hot red. And then I'm going to need a gray. Let's see, which gray? I'm trying to remember what the lightest gray in Inktense is. Been so long. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Do I have it in my color chart? Let's see. Of course not. I haven't done it yet. Oh my gosh. See? It's completely blank. Go me. Awesome. All right. Yep, I know. I hate it when that happens, you know? All right, this is a neutral gray. I'm just testing out colors real quick. Neutral gray and Payne's gray. I think Payne's gray is what I usually use. Let's see. All right, the Payne's gray has a lot of blue to it. Ooh, the neutral one is kind of black. Well, let's see here. I don't know if you guys can see this. I mean, it's a real light gray on the ends of his wings. Huh. All right, so I think I need to go with the neutral gray because the Payne's gray is too blue. All right, so what I'm gonna do, let me move this up a little bit. Okay, so just on the edges of his wings, I'm going to put the gray. All right, I'll leave that there where you kind of see. And then I'm going to run the red kind of down into the gray, if that makes sense. But I'm doing it really light because I don't want it to be overpowering, because I mean the background is already black as it is, you know what I mean? So actually I have to move that, sorry. I'm actually kind of nervous doing this gray because of how black the background is. That's all right. All right, and then I'm just gonna actually, because it's got gray throughout. All right, I'm gonna do something I shouldn't do, but just because. I'm going to do an entire base of light gray, and then I'm going to do a base of the red on top of that. It works with watercolors. I don't know if it's going to work with Inktense, but we're going to see. And you know what? If it doesn't, oh well. We can move on to the next. No biggie, right? Very light. Okay. Get my hot red. I'm going to lightly do the hot red. Look at this picture. Yep. Y'all are being good sports while I test this out. I probably could have chosen a better book to test this on, but I really wanted to start on this book. Because, you know, once you start on a book, then you feel more inclined to keep going in a book. Or at least that's how I do, anyway. Okay. Yep, I can use pencil on top of it. There is like a little bit of brown. It's got like brown and gray. So I don't know. We're going to see how this turns out first. And if it doesn't, then I'll grab some brown and we can try that. But again, I like the fact that the black background is so forgiving when you go outside of the lines. Because with the humidity here the last couple of days, my arthritis has really been bothering me in my hands and my back. So I'm just happy that I'm back, you know, at least attempting to do this again. That's what I'm happy about. And I just had to make myself do it. So I just had to carve out time in my schedule and sit down, turn my phone off, and just do it. And it's helped me. It's kind of gotten me back into the groove a little bit. So alright, so I want you guys' opinion. Do you think I should keep doing my Facebook group page since I don't really have time for it? I've got so many members on there. I feel bad that I'm not on there as often as I should be. I just don't have time. It's just insane. All right, I'm gonna start water. Okay, we're gonna start water. We're gonna start with the red and drag it down, and then mix it around down here. But I want the red part to be red up here. So let me get my paper towel ready. Not that one. Okay. You guys see, kind of. All right, I'm just doing the red parts first. I mean, it's not great, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm really not being careful either. Not at all. I probably should be, but I'm not. So, it's okay. Hey, Debbie. Bye, Pat. Yeah, I know. Everybody likes seeing what everybody's doing. So, I know you do, Jillian, and I appreciate you doing admin stuff. Oh, it's okay, Tammy. Yeah, shoot, I'm not even there all the time. All right, let me dry this. Okay. So, now see, that didn't go through, so that's good. All right, so the gray really took over on that. So I feel like I need to do more red based on that picture, especially around here where he's got the red. And this needs to be more red than gray. So let me work on that a little bit. How are you doing, Debbie? How's your wrist? I hope your wrist is doing better. Using the Inktense, because everybody wanted me to use the Inktense. What time is it? 4:55. Okay. My husband will be home in about 30 minutes. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys. In fact, I'll show you. Did I tell you about the snake that decided to go after my hummingbirds? I don't know if I told you guys about that. Slowly getting better, but frustrating. Oh, I know that's frustrating. I'm sorry. Okay. So, I don't know if you remember me telling you, but last year we had a black snake. I'm going to color while I talk. And black snakes are good. They keep other snakes away. So I try not to kill any black snakes for that reason. Well, last week I go out to change the hummingbird feeder, and I noticed the hummingbirds are going crazy. I usually have 5 or 6 on the feeder at one time. We have a lot of hummingbirds. And they're all buzzing around, making all kinds of noises, which means they're upset. So I look, and sure enough, there is a black snake curled around the shepherd's hook that I have the hummingbird feeder hanging from, waiting to strike a hummingbird when it lands. I was like, oh, no, sir, that's going to stop. You're not going to go after my hummingbirds. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's the hummingbird feeder. There's the snake. And he's wrapped up. And he had actually slid down by the time I got a picture of him. Yeah, he's wrapped around the shepherd's hook. And he was actually up here waiting to strike as they came down. Yeah, nope. Nope. So I tried to get him, but I didn't have my shovel on the deck because my husband was nice and moved it. So the only thing I had was a broom. So I'm there like trying to broom him off the pole. It's horrible. So he's still around. So if I see him again on the pole like that, I am going to kill him. But if I don't see them on the pole like that, then I'll just leave them be. I'm just going over this with red again to kind of give it some more red. Yeah, that little sucker was trying to go after my hummingbirds. And then came after me. And it's just a black snake, so I mean, there's nothing he can do to me. I mean, he can bite me, it'd hurt, but it's not poisonous. So I was trying to get him off the pole with a broom, and then he starts coming after me. He comes up on the deck, and he's like, he's moving his tail back and forth like a rattlesnake, but there's nothing to rattle. Just showing me that he's mad. It was actually kind of amusing. Now, if it had been a different snake, like a copperhead or something, yeah, that I wouldn't have gone near it. But, yeah, we call him Bob. Bob the black snake. But they're good because they keep all the mice away from the house. Because we do have mice, because we live out in the country. As you guys know, I've posted videos of all the deer and stuff. So, I mean, they are beneficial. But not when they go after my pretty hummingbirds. No. Just trying to brighten that up a little bit from being so gray. Debbie, I hope your wrist gets better soon. I know that's hard when you sprain it because, I mean, you're always using your hands. So it's hard to rest it. I know that sucks. I'm sorry. And poor Ange. I hope she's feeling better soon. Alright, so that's a little bit more bright on the red. You can wrap the pole with sticky tape. Oh yeah, the dogs, let me tell you what, the dogs would tear that snake apart if I let them out to do that. They were inside when all this happened because it was too hot for them to be outside. So yeah, I could have let the dogs on them, but you know, then the snake would have bitten the dog, and even though they're not poisonous, it's still, you know, it's still a snake bite. You gotta worry about infection and that kind of stuff. So I try not to let the dogs, you know, get stuff like that if we can avoid it. Now, there are times where we can't. They actually caught, at our last house, they caught a giant rat. I mean, it was like, it was big. It was a big boy. And they got it, and they were playing with it, tossing it around. But they're rat terriers. I mean, they're bred to do that, you know? They're bred to go after anything that moves. Okay. All right, let me dry this a little bit. You're keeping it embraced most of the time. Okay, that's good. That's good, Debbie. Oh yeah, CB. I shouldn't say this, but I actually had that happen last year. A cardinal, we have lots of cardinals that lay eggs in our yard, and one of them put their nest in our crepe myrtle, which isn't very high off the ground. And the snake went up there and got all the eggs. Because I always went out every day to check the eggs. And I went out there, they were all gone. So I know the snake got them. So it was really sad. So yeah. You pre-made a pour mixture yesterday. Yeah, you're going to have to tell me about this pour mixture stuff. I have no idea what that is. I'm not real sure what to do with this circle on his face. I'll think about that. We're going to move on to leaves. I think I kind of want to brighten the page up a little bit. So instead of using a really dark green, I think I'm going to use a lighter color green. Well, I could use both. I could use a light and a dark. Actually, I can use my favorite color green, the beach green. Very messy art. Oh no. You know how much of a fan I am of that. Yeah, we'll use the beach green. Not a fan of the messy art. You know that. Oh, y'all can't see what I'm doing. Let me move this. Hold on. Let me move this down here so you can see. Okay. You can kind of see. Yeah, not a fan of the messy art. I mean, to each their own. I mean, I know you guys love messy art. I just can't do it. Put a pencil in my hand and I'm happy. Doesn't matter what kind of pencil. Could be a regular graphite pencil. I'm happy. Or a paintbrush, as long as it's only using watercolors. Now I do have the acrylic paint for when I do backgrounds. I don't mind doing that. Because that's pretty easily self-contained, you know? But you would love results? Oh, I'm sure I would. Oh, you love frogs and geckos? Yeah, keep that wrist brace on, Debbie. That's for sure. Oh, so Debbie, you've got like the whole summer off, right? From school? That's nice. I wish I had the whole summer off. How would that sound? Hey Dad, can I take the summer off? Right. I would get the laugh in the face is what I would get. The laugh in the face. Sure would. You know what's funny? This is my favorite color of the Inktense, the beach green. But you guys can't see it, but the whole core on the middle moves. Like it's, the whole thing moves. It's not broken, it's all one piece. But it moves. So every time I use it, it moves back and forth a little bit. It's a little agitating. But it's okay. I'm waiting for it to break when I sharpen it. But every time I sharpen it, it seems to be fine. Okay, let's see how I do with this one. You're off till August. How nice. Oh, I haven't heard of her. Not really, Dina. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got its ups and downs. You know, working for family can be good and it can be bad. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. It's like there's a higher expectation when you work for family. as far as job performance. And considering this was only supposed to be a part-time thing, and it's turning into more of a full-time thing, yeah, not so much. Not so much. But, you know, it is what it is. That's the only thing I don't like about Inktense is you cannot move it around. That's okay. No biggie. No biggie. Oh yeah, when she sent me that image of Murphy, oh, I bawled. I bawled. Literally bawled. Just because, I mean, you know, everybody knows Dee Dee, and she's in high demand for her commissioned art, and she did that just out of the kindness of her heart. So, you know, even with me offering to pay for it, she wouldn't take it. I was just overwhelmed with gratitude. I still am. Same with Debbie. I mean, even though I pay Debbie to do artwork for me, I'm still overwhelmed by gratitude that Debbie has agreed to do these awesome portraits of my animals, because they're older and they're not going to be around forever. So I'm trying to get all of my animals in some kind of art form before they pass. That's the goal. So hopefully we'll get Blue done. You know, he's got another probably 6 years to live. And then Bella, I need to get a good picture of Bella to send to Debbie. As long as Debbie wants to do it. Now, Debbie, if you don't want to do it, please tell me. I won't be offended. But you do such an awesome job with your watercolors. It's amazing. In fact, Adam asked the other day, he was like, where's the one of Blue? I'm like, well, I've been busy and Debbie hurt her wrist and, you know, real life issues. Sometimes, you know, men don't pay attention to real life issues. It's kind of like in one ear, out the other. You know. Exactly, Debbie. The boundaries are not there, especially when you work directly for the CEO, who is also your father, that you have no problem telling him to stick it where the sun doesn't shine. Yeah. Yep. Now keep in mind, I do work from home, so I'm not in an office setting, but we do still disagree. We have lots of disagreements as far as how things should be done. We also have disagreements on, we have a family foundation. It's like a trust set up where we give scholarships to schools, and we do a lot of charity donations to, like, you know, firehouses and you know, to things that we feel strongly about, like Red Cross, that kind of thing. Anyway, so it's a family foundation, so everybody in the family should have a say as far as, you know, where the money should be spent. Well, yeah, that always is challenging. So yeah, that can be interesting at times. But yeah, it's great to be able to give to the community, though. especially schools and people that, you know, to kids that need the scholarships. Oh, good. I'm glad, Debbie. I'm glad you like doing them. I love your work. Love it. So I would hire you every day of the week if I could afford it. Debbie is awesome. Oh no, May. I just have Murphy, who's a Tennessee Walker, and I have Blue and Bella. They're rat terriers, and then I have Jabba the Hutt, who is a just a rescue cat, and that's enough. Believe me, that's enough. You might see I'm holding my pencil kind of funny. It's just my fingers are hurting. That's the only way I can hold it without me cramping up really bad. That's all. But yeah, so I've got like this really long hallway. I was telling Debbie, I've got a really long entryway hallway. So like when you walk in my front door, I've got a long hallway to the right, and then I've got a long hallway to the left. And on the left hallway, I've got pictures of Richmond, where I live, Richmond City, down, and I've got 4 pictures down there. So on the right side, I want to have the 4 pictures, you know, Blue, Bella, Kitty, and Murphy. Yeah, that's the plan. And then Debbie, I also bought Debbie's Manhattan skyline, and that is in our sunroom. It's awesome. At first, my husband fussed at me for buying that because, I mean, it was a little pricey, but it was worth it because of how much time and effort Debbie spent on it. It's gorgeous. I would have paid that in a heartbeat. But then he was like, you know, I'm really glad you got it, and it's so pretty. I'm like, see, you're coming around. He's become a lot more observant in the last 6 months as far as artwork goes. Like things I show him what you guys have done, or things that I'm interested in getting. He's pretty observant, and he likes to look at all the Facebook images when we do the Facebook challenge. He likes to be able to pick those, believe it or not. I just kind of threw it out there. Hey honey, how do you feel about choosing images? Well, what do I have to do? You have to choose an image. You have to look through all the images and choose one that you think is good for the header and that deserves to be on the header. Well, okay, but I'm going to look at how much effort was put into it and, you know, how much time I think they spent on it. I was like, that's fine. But see, this way, he chooses it and not me, so there isn't any, oh, you're pulling favorites or anything like that. So, because he doesn't know anybody. Yeah. Bye, Tammy. No, Tara, they do not. They're very short-haired. They do not have any type of undercoat. Seriously, I bathe them once a month. I've never brushed them, ever. And they don't need to be brushed. So they're very clean dogs. They don't smell. The only time they smell, of course, as any dog does, is when it's hot outside and they, you know, they emit that kind of doggy odor sometimes. But that's because dogs can't sweat, and it just, the smell comes from their skin. But they're very clean. I mean, they do shed a little bit, but nothing like, oh my gosh, I had a Australian cattle dog. Oh my gosh, talk about shed. It was horrible. I was vacuuming literally every day. And with these guys, I vacuum once a week, and I have 2 dogs and a long-haired cat. I vacuum once a week. So yeah, they're really good in that aspect. They're small enough where I can throw them in the kitchen sink and bathe them. They don't like it, but they deal with it. They've learned to tolerate the hair dryer, because in the winter I have to hair dry them because it's cold. Yeah, they're very good. They're very smart dogs. They're very protective. They're not good with children. I'm gonna tell you that right up front. They just don't like kids. They're not a good child-friendly dog. So if you have small children, not a good idea. They just don't like. They don't like the pestering of children, I guess you could say. Oh, Ange, I love you too. I hope you feel better. Hey, Lori. Black and white. Yeah. Yeah, border collies, they shed a lot too. Yeah. But yeah, they are not kid-friendly dogs. And everything you read about them online will tell you that, or it should tell you that they're not kid-friendly. And the other thing I've noticed is they're actually loyal to one person. Like Blue is very much my dog. Follows me around. Sleeps on my side, sits with me when I watch TV, whatever. Very much my dog. Bella is very much Adam's dog. Does the same with him. If I try to, reprimand her, she looks at me like, yeah, okay, whatever. And she goes to Adam. And Blue does the same thing with me. So, yeah, they're very much a one-person kind of dog. Very loyal, though. Very loyal. And Lord help anybody that tries to mess with you with a rat terrier next to you. They're going to get bit. And not just once. So, if Blue could rip the face off of the mailman that has to come to our door to deliver packages, he would. He goes absolutely crazy. And if I'm out there talking to the mailman, oh my. Oh my, you thought the world had ended. Ugh. And they're very sensitive. So when you reprimand them, they hold a grudge and they mope. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, Blue will hold a grudge for days. Days. And this is a dog. Like, if he gets punished for, just being an ass, because sometimes he is an ass to Bella just because he's the dominant one, he'll just mope for days. So, rat terriers are not kid-friendly. Just in case anybody's thinking of getting one that has children. Yeah, he's a mopey SOB, let me tell you. It's almost like he's a girl. like he's going through PMS. He's just so moody. It's actually quite amusing. And sometimes Adam will just mess with him. He'll like lightly fuss at him just to see him mope. He doesn't do it often, but yeah. Bella mopes a little bit, but she gets over it really quick. Not Blue, man. He remembers. I'll tell you what, that dog, smart. So like, we have a screen-in porch that's attached to our, bye Dina, thanks for stopping by. We have a screen-in porch that's attached to one of our dens. And the den is nothing but glass windows and a glass door to get out onto the screen-in porch. And I go out there, you know, read a book, whatever, just sit out there, enjoy the porch. Well, Blue knows he's not supposed to go into the dining room. He has been taught not to go into the dining room. So he waits until I go out onto the porch. Now, keep in mind, I have floor to ceiling windows, so I can see, and my dining room is right next to the screen and porch, so I can see pretty much the length of my house, what he's doing. So he waits till I go out on the porch, and then he tries to like side sneak into the dining room to get up on one of the chairs. Well, I see him, so all I have to do is tap on the glass of the window, and he freaks out and he runs back over to the door like I wasn't doing anything. Ugh, such a little bastard sometimes. just to be spiteful. Just to be spiteful. That's what he does. He can be just a jerk. Never seen a dog so adamant on getting your attention all the time. But he is my baby. He is probably the best dog I've ever had. So I'm probably going to do this leaf and call it because my hand is starting to really hurt. But I'm pretty happy that I've accomplished this much today. I'll get chat in just a minute. Once I wet this, I gotta keep going. Oh, here he goes. Starting to bark. You know he's gonna want to come in here and say hello. Alright, let me dry that. And then I'll fan out a little. Heat gun. Oh, probably Debbie. Who knows what he's trying to do? Zoom back out. Oh, the page is starting to curl a little bit. Okay, let me move. So, we're getting there. We are getting there. Need to work on this a little bit more. It's a little too gray in my opinion. Just based on on that picture. So I'll work on it. And this I feel like needs to be lighter. His beak is too dark. But his beak is like pretty close to the color of his head. Kind of crazy. So anyway, that is what we're doing. Oh, so yeah, I think that's probably all I'm going to do today. Yeah, I'm glad you guys came by to see me color the Cardinal. Oh, you're welcome, Grammy. You are welcome. I'm actually going to save that image so I can come back to it. Yeah. Yep, that is the Cardinal. Yeah, this paper is really thick. And nothing else went through to the other side, except for that one little spot of really dark red I did around his eye. But you can barely see it, so I can cover that up. So yeah. I thought I zoomed out all the way. Apparently I didn't. There we go. Alright. Yeah, you are welcome. You are welcome. I'm glad you guys came by. I'm going to go probably heat up a pizza, have some dinner, and just relax my hand, I think. So, those of you on YouTube, I appreciate you hanging out and watching me play with the Inktense after about 8 months of not using them. So, thank you, and hopefully I will see you guys again next week.